What is up, boys? Another little video to the channel just to keep it going. For this one, comparison. Comparison is the indicator that you're still not where you want to be, because people that are living their life and enjoying it do not compare to others. Only miserable people will be comparing their life to others. Therefore, don't care what people think. This one came from a song. I was listening. It's a song in Spanish. It goes something along the lines that no, what was it? No lo quieren ellos ni quieren que tú lo tengas. Something like that, which kind of translates the way I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Is people much rather you not have a thing than they and you having it, right? So kind of like the crab mentality from my culture. I know some of you boys aren't really from the Hispanic culture, and some of you guys are, so you guys kind of understand that. And again, fake population I'm speaking to, fake scenario I'm speaking about. The audience I am speaking to does not exist. So when I am saying you boys, it is an imaginary set of young men that I am speaking to. Gotta always try and fit that in, so that way there's nothing. That way I can continue to build on my career and then do this thing as well. So yeah, so in that song, it's the guy talks about how he's like trying to make it, and how people like much rather him not make it, even if that means that they also don't make it. And that's where I'm like, yeah, in regards to make sense when we talk about people comparing themselves to others, or people being in competition with you, or always trying to compare whatever it is that you're doing to whatever they are doing. It's something common, something that happens to everyone. I'm sure you guys understand that, right? This is the chair moving, okay? Don't think I'm out here letting out some cash. Okay, chair moving. So, comparison is the indicator that you're still not where you want to be, because people that are living their life and enjoying it do not compare to others. Only miserable people will be comparing their life to others. What I always tell you, boys, is to compare your life to your old self, to the yesterday self, to the last year self. Compare your life to, like in your world, to your old self. Compare your life to the future self that you imagine, that you know you want to accomplish, that you know you're going to get to in at some point in your life. But never compare your life to others, and never compare anything about you to another person. Think of it this way. I gave this example to some of you. I'll put it out there. The way I go about it is in my world, when I go about living life and just being out, social gatherings and all that, in my world, the way I think, no one exists, in the sense that when I do something, I'm doing it because of me. I'm not doing it because like, okay, like I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna accomplish this just so other people can be like, yes, like he's doing it, or like so I can have like people hating on it. Like, no, like regardless whether I get praised or not, it doesn't matter, and I don't care for it, because I am comparing myself to myself, because in my world no one exists, only me. There's only me in my world, and I always want to be in competition with myself, because I always want to be better than the old self, right? So whatever it is that I accomplished today, awesome. When tomorrow comes, I want to be better than whatever it is that I got going on today, because that's the way we grow. That's the way you keep reaching your full potential, by never trying to do less or do worse than your old self. Never compare yourself. Never compare your life. And then the other thing is that we constantly hear, let me see if I remember correctly. Comparison is the thief of joy. I believe it's like the saying. So when you compare yourself to others, to or when you compare your achievements, or when you compare anything. So not necessarily like yourself as a person, but just maybe like the way you think or the things you have. When you compare anything to another person or to whatever another person has or the way they go about it, in a sense, yes, joy will be stolen from you, because then you'll start to build up some type of like, I was going to say resentment. I paused myself because I don't think it's resentment. I think it's just eagerness to do better than that person, or false joy that you're doing better than another person. Does that kind of make sense? So on both ends, if a person is doing better than you, you are going to not have full joy, because you're going to be like, damn, now I got to step it up. Now I got to catch up to them. On the other end, if you are doing better than someone else and you compare that, again, you won't have true joy, because that's ego talking. That's ego letting you know, like, damn, like I'm doing better than that person. Like, heck yeah, all that. When in reality, it shouldn't be like that. You should not seek any type of validation, anything like that from the external world, from comparing it to others. Everything should come from within you, right? From inside. And by not comparing yourself to others, not comparing your things, your achievements to others, then you allow yourself to just fully enjoy being in the present and fully enjoy being with that self, with you, right? Because again, only you exist in your world, or at least that's how I view it. That's how I navigate it. And whenever I give you guys my thoughts, it's for you guys to maybe just think about them and then see if it speaks to you. If it speaks to you, then you can implement it as a tool. If it doesn't speak to you, then at least you kind of have another thought in there that comes from picking up on my thought, if that makes sense. So overall, never compare yourself to anyone else. It's hard, especially for our gender, especially with other guys, and especially when you start climbing up the ladder in regards to income, in regards to setting up the lifestyle you want, in regards to all these things that come from being like in high school and then becoming like a young adult, and then eventually transitioning into being a real respectable young man, which is what I want for you guys. So never compare yourself, as hard as it might feel, as hard as it might be at times. Continue to remind yourself, I should only compare myself to myself. I should only be in competition with myself. The person that looks back at you from that mirror, that's your competition. That's who you should compare yourself to.